Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Rollwise Show, the place where we play games and talk about them too. Today, we're going to be playing Daggerheart, our Menace Under Otari game. This is our third part of the game. In the last sessions, we had the players had explored, players being Brent and Jeff, of course, on my opposite side, because I don't know how cameras work. They had gone into the caves. They dealt with spiders, all kinds of little weird things about these caverns, and they actually ended the last session going into a vault that had been kind of a treasure room for Abadar, one of the gods in Galarian. They had. We kind of got a little jokey last time, so to summarize what really happened, they found this vault after solving a puzzle, a coin puzzle that was presented by Abadar. Inside the vault, there was a puzzle. There was not a puzzle, but there was a treasure chest with some loot in there, giving them some handfuls of gold and equivalents, as well as a lever that was engaged and did something somewhere else. Through the wall, they were able to see that there were some additional kobolds in the next room having a conversation, and that's where we left off from last time.
There was also a piece of paper we couldn't read and a gem.
Yep, there was that. Well, that's why I said equivalence when I said loot. This is
handfuls of gold. But there was a piece of paper that we couldn't read too.
Yeah, we couldn't read it at all.
Yep. A piece of paper you could not read.
It might tell us what the lever did, maybe.
Said, kick me. No. An ancient script. So at this point, you guys had kind of seen through to the other room. You couldn't really get a good visual on where the voices were coming from or anything like that, but you were able to hear kind of through there a little bit up snippets of their conversation. And so
we couldn't see them. I thought we could see them through the holes. I thought you said we could see them through the holes.
Pieces of them, kind of like their holes were small, right? They're more like tiny. Okay.
We know the general direction that the room is in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the basically from where Abadar's vault is, there is another stone door that leads you into the room you could see into, and from where your position is that they would be away from the door on that opposite end of the room. That's at least where they were when you were listening to them. They could change, of course, over the course of however long you wait and all that.
NPCs don't move around. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, they just wait.
They just wait for our interaction.
Patiently. Yeah, they just. That's the one thing I love about NPCs is they're always waiting. These ogres are always in room 2. Yeah.
Every time you run past them, they say the same line. Hello, good sir. Good day to you.
The next 7 adventurers come by. They're like, do I have to say this again? Yes, you do. Okay, speaking a little less meta and kind of getting a little more grounded into the game, do you guys want to remind people who you're playing? And then, of course, we'll jump right in.
Sure. I am playing Odeth Silvertail, a Simia Ranger.
I am playing the Fungrel Druid Diomedes. Was that it?
Diadrectes.
Diadrectes, that was it. Diadectes, that was it. I picked the difficult name, so I couldn't remember it for a minute. Yeah, Diadectes is his name.
Okay.
He's a fungal druid who is currently a fungal hyena.
Okay. So
I thought you did dragon right before we ended the session last time.
Oh man, if that was on the list.
Fungal dragon. Let's go.
Is that later in your druid forms?
I don't think so.
Curious.
Tier 3.
Tier 4.
It is mythical aerial hunter, dragon, petrodactyl, rock, or wyvern. Yep, tier 4.
Nice.
So you're a little early.
Melee finesse, D10 plus 11 physical damage.
That sounds good. That sounds like it deals some damage.
Advantage on attack, deceive, locate, and navigate.
Yeah, and you can carry up to 3 willing allies. What if they're unwilling?
3. I see that one's not going to be small dog sized. That's going to be a full.
It's not a spider. So it would be nice if they made that clear. I will say that.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I had to poke fun at that because it did lead to some. Does it fit in the palm of my hand?
Yeah.
Is it half the size of a person? Is it, you know what I mean? Like,
I can restrain a target. Does that mean I'm a tiny spider with magic webs? I'm confused. But anyways.
All right. We'll move ahead. Sorry, Mike.
That's okay. It's really, the ball is in your court. What separates between you and the other room is that you have a closed door. The door is made of stone. It looks like it's wrought, similar to how the door from the hallway was set up. Not necessarily the same type of construction that you had seen for the storeroom that seems to have been isolated. But the door itself seemed well functioning and solid. So like if it was braced, it would obviously be very difficult to get into. But if it's not, it opens, makes door-like sounds when they open and all that.
You want to do the Bugs Bunny approach and just knock on the door and say housekeeping?
I think we should try the door first, since I'm confused by Mike's description as, well, it could open. If it it would open, maybe.
If it did, it might make noise. It might not. We don't know. It's going to do door-like things.
It's a close. Yeah, it's a door. It may do door-like things. It's not painted on the wall. It's an actual door that probably will open if it opens. If it's not braced or locked.
Are you sure it's not painted on the door? And I'm going to open it, and it's a train tunnel, and the train's going to run me over.
I'm a little confused. I look at you and wait to see you.
I will try the door since I'm the only one with opposable thumbs.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I have all the opposable thumbs in the party.
Oh man, I guess if you rolled critical with fear, it is actually a door. So tell me a little bit about your intent here. So you're trying
to open the door. I think that's pretty.
But you're opening the door up into a room. Are you trying to do this quietly and try to kind of sneak into the room so you can get a better view of what the creatures on the other side are doing?
I will try to be quiet. Sneaking is something I sort of kind of do, maybe a little bit.
I mean, from what we can guess,
I have a little finesse. I don't have a lot of finesse. So
from what we can guess by the position, are they going to be right on the other side of the door?
You wouldn't think that they would be right on the other side of the door, so you wouldn't open the door into one. But I just want to see if you're as you said, kicking the door.
I will try to open it. I will try to be quiet, but if it's obviously not being quiet, then I guess it's, throw it open and run in.
We will sneak through the door that may or may not open. We will sneak through Schrodinger's door.
Okay. So
Schrodinger?
Schrodinger's? That's probably not it. Why don't you go ahead and give me I believe that's finesse roll.
Finesse for side, right? Is that or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just taking the general stealth.
Okay, so we will 2d12 plus 1 then, I guess. All right. Hey, it doesn't like caps lock.
Okay, and just so anybody that hasn't stopped by before knows, we do roll in Discord.
15
closed
with fear.
15 with fear. Okay. So you are successful in opening the door quietly, and you start to make your, you can make your way through, and you don't seem like there's any sort of notice that has been paid by the kobolds that you can now see on the other side. At this point, when you get into the room, and by the way, I'm taking that fear point, and I will explain what I'm doing with that in just a moment.
Okay. It's called an ambush.
Who's ambush? So you can see that the room itself it's a fairly large room. There's the chamber. It looks like it probably was once an audience hall. On the far side, you see a broad set of stairs that look to where probably a throne would have been. There are 4 large pillars that support the ceiling. And you can still see like decorative banners that are hanging from them. However, the banners themselves, any idea as to what they showed has been kind of lost to time. As well as you can see that there's decorative tile that goes in between the pillars, kind of in a rectangular, like from because the room is rectangular, kind of going all the way to the other end. And then there's a shorter version of this tile, but there's like a blue, very vibrant tile that exists within in the middle there. And it takes up most of the room except for the outer perimeter of it. To the far end of the room, kind of opposite of where you are, you do see kind of sitting next to one of the pillars. Looks like they're kind of drawing something in the ground. You see one of the kobolds. Another one of the kobolds is kind of whispering to a third kobold, kind of sitting next to a fire, kind of making a small fire. And you can see that they've got some of the salted fish, as well as some other things that they've placed next to there for provisions and stuff like that. Okay. So knowing what you know about this and seeing kind of some kobolds at the end of the hallway, what is your first reaction to do, Jeff? How do you react to this?
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't really know. Maybe we already killed the other ones. I don't. Do kobolds speak the same language we do? Like, is there like a common?
Aren't these the ones that were talking about the master destroying the city or something?
I'm not going to lie. There was maybe
I forgot
little
about that.
Bit.
Yeah, there was some of that.
You heard a little bit about something about a hatchling and something about
I'm gonna draw my bow and yell, "Stop thieves!" And if they move hostilely, I'm gonna fire my bow. Does one of them look more leaderish than the other ones?
The one that's so that the 2 that are closest to you have kind of a light blue, and they're kind of a smaller kobold, whereas the one that's in the back has kind of a more aged skin, kind of goes between blues and purples and a few other colors, but also their horns are much larger.
I will. That's the one I will shoot at.
Okay. So what you see is kind of, so you say,
"Stop thieves."
Stop thieves. And since you've rolled with fear, I'm going to give them kind of like they kind of hiss, but they all kind of scatter in different directions. Can somebody make a roll for me a fortune die? Just roll a D12 for me. Tell me what you get.
1d12.
Oh, yeah, you're the active one, so
I'll do 1d12.
Why did that
it's
not work?
thinking.
Oh,
6.
6. Okay. So basically, kind of noticing that you are at the doorway when you have drawn your bow and moved it forward. You see one of the kobolds step forward to try to get out of your line of sight, and basically steps on the blue tile. When they do though, you're still kind of next to the door, right? Like you haven't made any major moves. When you see them step onto the tile, you see a spear launch from off to your left across the room into the kobold. It looks like it got hurt by that.
That's weird.
So don't step on the blue tiles. Is the whole hallway tiled that way?
It's like it takes up most of the center of the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try not to step onto it, but I'm still going to try to shoot the boss.
Okay. It's now just as for reminder for everybody that's playing in the game. There's no initiative if you don't want there to be. So we're going with the non-initiative version of play. So Jeff, spotlight's on you. You see the spear go. You decide just to take the opportunity and go for the big one.
A 14.
With hope.
Okay.
With hope.
A 14 does hit.
Okay, I am going to spend 3 hope.
Okay.
To hold them off.
Okay.
So when I succeed on an attack with a weapon, I can use that same roll against 2 additional adversaries within range of the attack. So I'm assuming I hit all 3. And 1d6 plus 3. All right, I'm just going to copy this.
Okay.
Because I'm going to roll it 3 times for 3 different types of damage. The first one, the boss, he takes 9.
Okay.
The second one takes 6.
Okay.
And the third one takes 4.
Okay. All right. Well, that was quite the opening salvo that you had. You've caught them kind of off guard, since you were able to sneak into the room, and even when you kind of shouted your presence, their movement was startled, of course, and the fact that one of them seems to have stepped on a trap and got speared for it. That was
makes me wonder if
unexpected.
this isn't the place where they hang out all the time, or he decided to die with honor and the spear didn't do the job.
Okay, so you can see that your arrows have left them kind of scrambling for cover, kind of pinning them behind various things. Do you want to keep the spotlight? Do you want to hand it over to Brent? What do you want to do?
Why don't you keep shooting and I'll attack them when they get close?
Okay. I will try to shoot the boss again.
Okay.
We'll see what happens here. A 15 with fear.
Okay.
And it's going to hit him for 4 damage.
Okay. So we're going to do that. And so basically you find that your arrows, you're firing very speedily, and the stress seems to mean that while you're getting your arrows off and they're hitting their targets, they're not hitting center mass or anything like that. You see that the main one seems to have noticed a kind of like that you've come in, and it seems to think that since they're just the one of you, it barks some orders and kind of hisses at the other ones and makes a charge for you. It seems to have noticed, obviously, that the blue tile wasn't good to step on, so it kind of charges its way around the pillars. Sure. And kind of across the way, taking its spear and marking a stress to try to hobble you. Okay, so what is your evasion again?
My evasion is 13. How far away is he from me?
Far enough to charge.
But when he makes the attack, is he beyond melee range when he makes the attack?
No, he's going to come up to close range when he attacks you.
Okay.
Or melee range, I should say.
Do you have something that you can do if he's outside?
Well, if I'm targeted by an attack made from beyond melee range, I can add to my evasion.
I think it means another ranged attack is what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since this is an actual melee strike with a spear, that is not the case. Okay, your evasion is 13. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, 12. So that stress was spent in
vain that time.
In vain. So you can see that basically, as it comes through, you can tell that it's going for a strike that would fairly well cripple one of your legs. How would you dodge something like that?
From a kobold?
Mm-hmm.
I'd literally jump up and pat it on the head.
Okay. Give it a little bit of a antagonism. Sure. Go for it. All right. So the spotlight is on.
Are you spending a fear to go again?
No.
I'm not, no. But a spotlight is on
Brent. Then I'll having him jump the kobold from behind him, I will attack the kobold.
Okay.
With my hyena-ness.
Okay.
I rolled poorly. I rolled a 10 with fear. So I missed.
So both of you are kind of right next to this this kobold. It is going to basically, because you rolled with fear, it's going to jump back.
Wait, I get a plus D6 to that.
Okay.
Sorry, I have advantage on
good point. Good call.
So I rolled a 13.
That is not successful.
Okay.
So as you kind of come in, you do see that as much surprise as can be expressed on a kobold's face. It basically, it jumps out of the way of the growling hyena coming from outside of the room. You can tell that it seems like as it jumps out of the way, it jumps over to a pillar and it pulls on something. I'm going to mark a stress to reveal a snare trap that it's set in that open entry area. So I'm going to need both of you to make an agility reaction roll, or be caught in the area of effect of this snare.
That's same thing, 2d12 plus our agility.
2d12 plus your agility.
19.
Jesus. Good roll.
With hope.
Damn it. Giving you fuel.
I rolled an 18 with hope.
No,
we rolled exactly the same, actually.
I just have a +2 and he has a +1.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. All right.
I'm going to so before you go again and have the spotlight, I'm going to have one of the kobolds run along the wall. I'm going to spend a fear to do so, give them a move and kind of interrupt you. And I'm going to have it basically leap on your back, Brent. So it's going to be gross, but I'm going to make an attack against an opponent within melee range. And if I succeed, you're not going to take any damage, but you will basically have a kobold on you and you'll be considered vulnerable.
I know what you should do.
What's your evasion?
Less than Jeff's. 10. Plus 1, 11. Sorry.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's +1 evasion for being a wolf.
All right. Okay, so it misses barely. You see that it like leaps at you, but it's not able to get a good, because you're a mushroomy wolf, you don't have the same grip feel or anything like that. It just isn't able to leap on your back and cause you any annoyance. So who would like the spotlight?
You want to take another chance, or do you want me to?
Sure. I'll take a shot at the one that tried to grab me. I will bite at him and try to rend him. I rolled a 19 with hope. Huh.
Yep. Okay. You succeed.
Damage. I do 7 points of damage.
Okay. Are you biting? Describe how you're attacking this kobold that is
he
basically trying to
landed
grapple you.
He landed like next to me, so yeah, I grab him and bite him and shake him. Yeah, like they do.
Okay.
Hyenas.
All right. So in a vicious melee, that you guys.
If he's not hurt, I probably just get like his arm, and I'm just like shaking his arm.
Oh, you've bit into him, so if you've got his arm, you.
But I mean, he's not dead, is what I'm saying.
No, he's not dead.
So so I have him by the arm instead of like the head.
Okay. All right. Would you like to keep with the spotlight, or would you like to?
Yeah. Do you want to continue your attack since you've been successful?
Sure. I'll attack him again.
Okay, but first, I'm going to spend a fear because I've got lots of fear to spend here, and I'm going to the kobold. The main kobold here, seeing kind of you guys pressing the advantage, takes something out of the belt and throws basically a bomb at the ground, causing smoke to erupt in billow. It's going to dizzy you, meaning that it's going to give you disadvantage on your next action roll, and then you will clear the condition.
Okay, so if I had advantage on the next roll, does it just cancel out my advantage?
It would, yeah. So you just roll straight up.
Okay.
Fuck me.
I rolled a 19. With fear, though, on that one.
Okay. Ooh. All right.
Oops, I rolled 5 for some reason. I have
rolled a D5. I just saw that. I wouldn't have even noticed if you hadn't said something.
I did 9 points of damage to the.
Ouch. He's taking an arrow and 2 bites.
The lesser,
may not be doing well.
The lesser bold.
Okay. So it looks like, the smoke hits, and you still have this thing by its arm, at least cinematically. We're not considered grappled, but you know what I mean? Like, you're still in a position to get this guy with your eyes stinging and everything like that. How do you finish this kobold?
Yeah, I just, like I said, I have his arm, so I sink my jaws into arm and just shake him and just a small kobold body. I hear bones crack.
Yep. It screams out in kind of a raspy wail. And because you rolled with fear, you can see that a spear is making its way through the remnants of the smoke to attack you.
Let's see if you can crit again.
Nope. I'm rolling very middle of the road. I mean,
you did hit me. Wait, do ties go to me or you?
Ties go to me in this one.
Then you hit.
Ooh, nice.
Because it's an 11.
Or 12.
So how does damage work again?
So just as a recap, your character has thresholds, and whatever your threshold number is, if the number meets or exceeds it, it will cause the next step up. So if it's 1 to your,
it should be major. It should be 7 and 14. Should be major.
Yeah. So that'll be 2 hit points of damage unless you use an armor to
reduce it by 1. Yep, I did.
Okay. So you can tell that as it jabs you with the spear and everything like that, it barks something at the at the other kobold who is trying to get up with this spear sticking out of its side. You can tell that it's kind of telling it to go somewhere based on how it's trying to adjust its body and go to what appears to be a stairwell down.
You should shoot that one.
The one with the spear or the boss one that hit you?
The one that's trying to get away.
All right, I will try to shoot the one that's further away.
Okay.
18 with fear.
Ouch, that hits.
Six damage.
Okay. Shooting your arrow. Describe to me how this arrow strikes the kobold in a way that puts this miserable thing out of its.
Since he showed me his back, I'm pretty sure it's going through the spine, like right between his shoulder blades.
Ouch.
Knocking him down, arms flung out, face skidding across the floor.
Okay. And so it's because it had this large spear kind of sticking out of it, so it was already moving very awkwardly. You putting your arrow in its back just caused it to fall over strangely into the stone tile below it. It's not moving from at this point, so if it's not dead, it is at least functionally taken out of the action.
Is proficiency our level?
Yes, should be your tier, but let me double check that.
Well, I mean, we're tier 1, so it really doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Oh, because it's your proficiency is your level. My bad. Okay. Because there's because like when you say like target using your proficiency and everything like that, that's usually like saying using whatever your level is as the bonus. If my memory serves, since we're playing the first one, I'll have to double check just to make sure I don't.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, okay. I can.
Oh no, because you choose to increase your proficiency when you do your tiers. 1 second, let me just make sure because I've been reading a lot of role-playing books. You start at 1 proficiency and it can. Okay, so there it is. My bad. So I just fucked that explanation up. Whoop. Here's the right explanation. Your proficiency is how skilled you are at wielding stuff. You start at 1 and can increase this value to a maximum of 6 over the course of a campaign. Your proficiency determines how many damage dice you roll on a successful attack with a weapon, although other abilities or spells use proficiency as well, meaning that as you gain levels, when you make your selections in your tier list, you can choose proficiencies as one of those.
Okay.
So our proficiency right now would be 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So there it is. There's the real explanation. For some reason, my brain thought, it's no levels. And I think at maybe one point in the beta, it might have been levels. I don't know.
Well, proficiency is your level in like Pathfinder and shit.
Yeah.
It's probably where it's from.
It's true. So yes, because you rolled with fear and you shot that kobold down dead, the leader here is going to adjust, and it's going to kind of enrages as you see it charge at you, Jeff. It is going to attack you. Kind of like it leaps at you again, seeming like it's going to do something in some sort of hobbling strike, as its ability is called, and it hits with a 20.
It does.
So this is going to work a little bit differently than the other ones have done. Is that you can see that since this is a stress spender, this particular ability, it actually deals direct physical damage, meaning that it doesn't have the ability to be mitigated by armor. Uh, 18 points of damage, and it makes you vulnerable until you clear at least 1 hit point. So it basically sticks you right in the meatiest part of your thigh.
What do you mean clear 1 hit point?
So like when you are clearing damage and stuff like that using like rest mechanics.
You mean heal a hit point, basically?
Yeah, basically heal a hit point. Now there are ways in which you can clear hit points through a lot of means. So this is just a general, like, if you have a way to clear damage, then that's when the vulnerability would fall off, is when you heal that 1 hit point.
So he just took 3 points of damage.
Yes.
Correct.
Hey, we're at the same level.
Yay. All right. Do you want to attack him, or do you want me to go?
Sure, I'll attack him. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my, since I've been hit again, I'm going to activate one of my foundational abilities by spending a stress. I'm going to activate my fire ability, which means when an adversary within melee range deals damage to you, they take 1d10 magic damage. So if they hit me again, they will be hurt by it.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I'm going to attack the guy.
Okay.
And if I understood that better, I would have used the earth one earlier, because I can add proficiency to my damage limits, so I could be 8-15 instead of 7 and 14. That wouldn't have mattered, but I'll just do damage to him now.
Ooh.
I rolled an 18 with fear.
Okay.
And I did 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And I am going to... One sec. Let me look at something. I am going to spend another stress and make him vulnerable as well.
Ooh, nice. All right. So does yours have something do I avoid it? Do I have a roll, or is it just trigger it being vulnerable?
It says Hobbling Strike. When you succeed on an attack against a target within melee range, you can mark a stress and make the target temporarily vulnerable. That's all it says.
Okay. All right. So I think that's probably fine. So in case everybody's wondering, there are really just a few conditions in Daggerheart, which is kind of nice because it doesn't overwhelm you with 1,000 different conditions. There are obviously special conditions, which could be vast and numerous, but in general, if somebody is vulnerable, any rolls targeting them now have advantage. So, all right. So you rolled with fear that time. So you did succeed, but you rolled with fear. Let's see. 1 second here.
What can we spend a stress to do? Is it just abilities, or is it?
There's a few ways at which you can, in which stress is used and everything like that. Abilities, there are some things that cause stress damage. Like I can, for example, if I have a reason to, I can use a fear point to deal you stress. Sometimes stress can be used as a way to bypass a roll. Like if you feel like a character would be able to do it, but rolling it would be like it doesn't seem like it would necessarily make sense, but there is still an element of failure. You can roll a stress to bypass it or something like that.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, there's a few ways in which ways you can do that.
All right, it sounded like you were going to do something, the mic, before I interrupted.
I am. Hmm. One second here. Sorry, I was thinking about something here to do.
Yeah, it looks like
So-
it's only specific abilities, really.
Yeah.
That allow you to
So-
mark stress.
Yeah, like I said, there's a few other situations that it can come up in the story, but it's not.
It's not like a luck
a-
mechanic.
Not necessarily. But the so what it's going to try to do is it's going to this is kind of weird. I guess I never really thought of this. One second. So it's basically going to use its turn right here, seeing kind of the position that you found yourself in, Jeff. It's going to try to basically push you back onto the blue tiled floor. So I'm looking to see if there's a kind of an opposed roll. I guess I never really looked at opposed roll. I didn't see opposed rolls in here. But then again,
How could there be an opposed roll? You're rolling a d20 and we're rolling 2d20.
I know that's what I was kind of like. So I was just trying to see, like, if it would be me, like if you would roll against me to like try to beat my difficulty, or if I would just roll against you and try to beat your evasion.
What are
You
you
know what I'm
trying to
saying?
do?
I don't honestly know.
Push Jeff. I mean, cinematically it makes sense. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give Jeff the roll here. Go ahead and roll 2d12, or roll your duality dice and see if you can resist.
2d12, no modifiers.
Strength is your modifier here.
Strength is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, strength is a +0, so it's just 2d12. A 9 with hope.
Okay. So it does succeed in pushing you onto the blue tiles, because basically having hobbled you recently, it uses its spear to kind of corral and push you backwards. You don't seem to be able to find your footing before stepping on a blue tile, before you feel like this pressure plate go down, and you hear kind of this thunk. Roll for me in agility. Oh, well, I guess in this case, they don't want you to roll multiple times. So in this case, we're going to say that you do get hit by a spear coming from it, and it's going to do 1 HP of damage. So it's not going to worry about threshold. It just does 1 HP of direct damage to you. And you have a spear in you as well. You can decide kind of how deep or where.
Okay. If it's 1, I'm going to assume it's the leg. Or it would have flown over the kobold's head when it hit the other kobold.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what does that put you at for HP?
2.
Okay. All right. Who would like the spotlight now?
Do you want your chance at vengeance, or do you want me to attack him?
If I take the spotlight, I'm probably just going to drink the potion so I can get rid of the vulnerable. My minor health potion.
Okay. We'll go ahead then.
All right, I'm gonna drink a minor health potion.
I mean, you could do that and then attack if you'd like.
Oh, can I do
Yeah.
both?
Yeah, I don't think there's a role for drinking a potion.
There's no initiative, so you can just do whatever
Okay.
you want, how many times you want, until you roll
All
for
right.
fear.
I'm gonna drink the minor health potion that I have, and that's a D4.
Are you asking me?
I couldn't find
Yes.
it.
Or does it do 2 automatically, or 1 automatically, or
So you're choosing between a minor health or a minor stamina.
clear 1 D4 hit point? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll a D4 and see how many hit points clear.
Okay.
1.
All right.
So you're back up to
Hit
3.
point cleared. But I'm no longer vulnerable. He's further away. I'm gonna shoot him with the bow.
Oh, you get a plus.
critical.
He also gets
Critical.
1d6 added to that
Oh,
Mhm.
because he's
because he's
vulnerable.
vulnerable.
So I guess it would be a 19.
It's pretty much it. That's going to be your hit there. So tell me, what is your max damage? What is your D for your dice? It's for your
It's
bow,
a
D10.
6 plus 3.
So
on the
you do
bow.
6 plus 3 plus a D6.
Plus a D6.
Mm-hmm. So you do D6 plus 9, I guess.
14.
Okay. Describe your mighty draw and how you.
I grimaced
Right,
through the
just
pain of
cobalt.
the spear in my thigh. And I look down as I sight down the arrow and see him grinning at me and decide to shoot him right in the face. His ugly little kobold face.
Okay.
And I let fly.
All right. It shoots him. It shoots him. You can tell that it hits him in the eye, and it is screaming in pain. Obviously, right now it's not dead, but just kind of flailing. It kind of is trying to pull out this arrow that is stuck within its stuck within its eyeball, I guess, eye socket. Kind of on the ground, it has dropped its spear and everything like that. Who would like the spotlight now and decide kind of what to do?
Is there one more kobold?
Nope. This is it. So the one kobold that got speared,
I
Brent
shot.
or Jeff shot.
You
The other
thrashed the
kobold,
other one. Rended
you
him.
crunched with your jaws, and then this third leader kobold, which is now on the ground, writhing in pain from an arrow that was shot into its eye.
Okay, wait, see what Jeff does.
I'm going to get off the blue stuff and pull the spear out of my thigh. And walk over to the kobold. Is he still thrashing or is he dying?
They're thrashing, yeah. It doesn't look like they're at the throes of death. It looks like just an intense amount of pain has taken over their ability to really think straight. They're kind of in shock, and tails whipping about and everything like that as they.
I look down and say, you probably don't want to pull that out. It probably will do more damage coming out.
He did pull it out.
He did pull it out?
Yeah.
Eye goo coming with it and everything like that. Blood going down its face as it's hissing and the tails whipping every which way.
Why are you... I look down at him and I say, why are you stealing the fish?
It kind of hisses at you in response, based on the current circumstances.
I pull out my sword and I place it on its chest and I say, why are you stealing the fish?
It cryptically responds, like between belabored breaths, as it's like holding its hand over its eye, but even so, blood is still making its way down, and it's like, it needs to feed to be strong.
What needs to feed?
It cackles a little bit, and it kind of gives you that bravado, and it's just like, your doom. The kobolds will take this place again. Your doom. Ah, kind of winces in pain.
Who's your master?
Should we tie him up and take him back to town? And
Yeah,
then
let's
they
tie
can question
him up. Let's try to bandage his eye, and then tie him up.
I pull a piece.
Or tie
of
him
his,
up first.
I pull a piece of his jacket off and shove it in the hole. There, his eye's fixed.
You're the druid.
I turn back to human. I turn back to human form, or not human. My fungal form.
Yeah,
my bipedal form with thumbs. Yeah, and I just take a piece off his shirt and shove it in his eye in the raw socket. And it should stop the bleeding.
Totally should.
And then tie him up with some of the rope I have.
Okay.
You can tell that it's obviously a little bit action because it looks like it's on the verge of death, but at this point it's kind of as tight-lipped as a kobold can be.
Yep. Tie his hands and ankles.
Okay. But it is not. It doesn't have the strength to resist you. Is all I'm saying. So,
is there anything else interesting in this room besides blue tiles?
So pretty much obviously each of the kobolds had spears. It looks like they had some of the salted fish, and not enough to really still account for the amount that was overall missing from the storehouses in the fishery and everything like that. But you do see that the probably the most interesting thing that you can tell is that now that you have this kind of this leader kobold kind of tied up and everything, around its neck is a simple copper chain with a cracked piece of a large eggshell. The shell itself is ivory in color, but it has strange green veins running through it. The piece is about 3 inches across. So, doing a little bit of math, that seems like a fairly large egg to come from for a piece of shell. And so, that's really kind of the most interesting thing that you can find. Other than, they're all wearing like leather armor. They have various things like spears and short swords and stuff like that.
I guess we'll take the necklace off, put it in a pack, and we'll go back and report to I had her on the notes somewhere.
Well, we probably, we could let her know that she probably should close the hole, but we should probably take this guy to the authorities. But yeah, so
yeah,
we will sling him over our shoulder.
Cellar, so I'm sure we'll see her first.
Yeah, so we sling. Yeah. I will sling him over my shoulder.
Yep. And the only thing otherwise from the room that you can see is that there is a stairway that leads further into the dark at the opposite end of where you entered.
Yeah, where the one tried to run.
Yeah, where that one was trying to run. So, okay. So back to Tamily Tandervale. So it seems like you have some evidence. How do you guys present yourselves to Tamily to kind of explain the situation and what is currently happening? Or do you go straight to the authorities with this kobold and then report to...
We should probably go to the authorities in case the kobold needs medical attention.
Well, we'll stop and tell her, like, there's a hole in your wall. You should put some sort of barricade up because there's kobolds coming in and some
caverns filled with spiders
and some big rats. Yeah. And then I said, but there might be a bigger. We will tell her there might be a bigger problem, so we're going to take him to the authorities. So you can't close it yet, but you should put up some sort of barricade so that they can't just willy nilly come in and get your fish. And then we'll take it to the mayor or sheriff or whatever.
Okay. So the basically on the east end of town, so Tamily thanks you very much and suggests that you're probably right. She needs to fix up her basement and everything like that, but that sounds like if there were this many kobolds, there's probably more to this menace. More to this menace than just these ones that you've seen so far. And it's probably good to bring this to the garrison and let the garrison know what you found and beneath Otari. Taking it to the garrison. The garrison is a fairly it's a fairly squat building. It is made of stone, and it's the location where the Otari's civic guards, who keep the peace and kind of patrol the Rose Guard Road, which leads off to Absalom. Their focus, is mostly to keep the roads clear of banditry and any kind of normal trouble around the
Sure.
the city. You do know that Lardus Longsaddle. I don't know why I can't say that. Is Captain? It's Captain Longsaddle. He's the head of the guard, and making a report to him, he seems to take on a more serious tone, mentioning that there were problems with kobolds under Otari in the past, and it seems like they've shown their ugly head once again. He takes the kobold from you and kind of goes in the process of starting to talk about if you'd be willing to do a little freelance work and explore the true depths of Ontari and see exactly what's down there. But that can be a story for another time. So,
Okay.
Oh, we also tell him about the altar thing.
Oh, okay. Tell him about the altar to the god of nature down there.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So that's the Menace Under Otari first floor.
All right.
I don't know. I thought that was. I thought that combat was better. I think I'm getting better at tuning the combat. I didn't feel like that was as one-sided as some of the previous combats leading up to it was. Did you guys feel that way, or did you? Would you? I don't know if you felt threatened at all, but
I think Jeff did.
Well, I mean, 4 and 2 rounds is a lot when you only got 6, but I got hit twice with stuff that I couldn't even use my armor to mitigate. So
yeah,
I don't know how much of that stuff there is, but the armor is meant to increase your odds of living, but getting hit by back-to-back attacks that you couldn't mitigate at all is
pretty bad.
Yeah, no, it was dangerous. Yeah.
And
I'm
also,
not, like, crying or anything, but
I think
it was dangerous.
Push would just be an attack with a different damage. Like, he probably should have got his evade for that, I think, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think cinematically it would just be an attack versus...
Yeah.
And I think that's why there's no contested rolls. It's either an attack or it's not, and you use their evade is probably what I would think. Because he probably should have got his evade against it.
Yeah. Well, I think that it actually worked out in his favor because technically he had vulnerability against him. So I think that in that scenario, it was actually better for Jeff as opposed to an attack.
Well, yeah, they would have had. How does vulnerability work for them? They just 1d20 plus 6.
They just get advantage just like you guys do. So, yeah, there's a benefit. I think for their advantage, I think they actually get to roll 2d20. I'll have to double check. But yeah, so but no, I thought it was actually a lot more fun that last combat, and I could see how you can build combats to be more interesting than those first few that I had kind of put together. And I think you have to put challenging combats in there. I don't feel like it's, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's as interesting to have Mookie type characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want at least one. You want at least one. One main character that can do something.
Yeah, and for just so you know, for GMs, I roll 2d20 and take high or low if I have advantage or disadvantage.
That makes sense.
So I think it would actually be better for me to do it that way than him. So
it's hard to say. I'm just saying I think that's how it. If I was going to do it, that's how I would do it. It's just an attack because I don't think the game is. I don't think the game is built around interactions like that. I think it's built around it's an attack or not. Is what is from what I've seen in the book and kind of skimming it.
Yeah, in hindsight, you're probably that's probably a more correct read on that. So. In the future, I'd probably do it that way. It's weird because your D&D / Pathfinder brain tries to like
Sure.
how do you work this in here? Because you can't find a 1-to-1 conversion, and you shouldn't. I mean, you really shouldn't. It just
Yeah, it's a
feels
different
so
game.
much like
Yeah.
D&D that you like sometimes have those intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
And we've had that come up in other games too, where it's like it's stuff that's that's at least in the same space as D&D, and D&D is just like, hey, what am I over here? Do you remember how
Right.
flanking works? Does that apply in this game?
Right.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, and I think it works. I'm just saying, I think that's how if I was going to do it, that's how I would do it. It's just I think the game's made to not be granular or complex like that. It's just an attack
No,
versus not.
I just made it overly complicated in the moment, which is bound to happen. Everybody does that at the table.
Right.
I'm
Yeah. No.
especially
I'm
masterful.
not knocking it. I'm just making an observation.
Yeah. So that was our foray into Daggerheart. I like the characters you guys made, and I think that if you made if it was more of a campaign based play, I could have leveraged things like your backstories against you a little bit more, and all of those kind of things. And I think that the system works well to do that. So can't wait to talk about it on Thursday, just to kind of give our impressions and see if we fall out about where everybody else is, because right now that people are gushing about Daggerheart. There's a lot of gushing about it online, and
it's a gusher for sure.
It is. There's a lot of gushing going on. It's a fun word to say, gush.
People really enjoy the game. People were really looking forward to it, and people seem to really have picked it up. I think it's one of those things where people are looking for something in the high fantasy space that isn't Dungeons and Dragons, or as as closely related to Dungeons and Dragons like Pathfinder. Something a little bit less complex, a little more narrative.
Yeah, and I'm really curious. Now that Draw Steel is coming closer, I'd at least want to play it since I spent the money on it. So, sorry, you bastards, you're gonna have to play it, and we'll get to decide out of the D&D esque games that we played.
D&D, D20, DC20, Daggerheart, Draw Steel.
Yeah, and of course, good old D&D. One of you could just surprise and be like, "I'd rather just play D&D." OG Pathfinder. Yeah, I like Pathfinder, but it's like I wonder if I like some of these things more because the stories that we tell, and that's more than the systems that we play it in. I guess. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think in most cases the system supports the story, and the system becomes part of the story, so it's hard to think what the story would be like without that backbone. Is usually how I feel about rules.
It's true. It's hard. It's hard to know. So that was our play of Daggerheart. We might pick it up again a little bit later if we have some downtime and want to just play some more fantasy games and stuff like that. But for some reason, I feel like we have a lot of games to play. It's hard to just say we don't have a new game to try.
Yeah, we always have new games to try, and I think that's a good place to be. So.
Yeah, a good game, and we'll be talking about this, giving our thoughts in detail on Thursday. Hopefully everybody enjoys the episode. Hopefully we've got all of our audio issues hammered out to the best of our ability. We think we found the culprit, and the culprit has a name, but we're not going to say it because we're not mean. And it's not me for once. It's a technical gremlin of a specific flavor. So we'll see how this all goes. But all right. So if you want to leave comments down below, let us know. If there's any improvements that I could make for my Daggerheart play and everything like that, great. Let me know. And of course, Jeff, you want to tell us how to contact us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us. We are at Rollwise, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Threads. You can email us. We are rollwiseguys@gmail.com.
And as always, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Roll well, roll wise, and be safe out there, everybody.
Thanks.